let them be. Boy, boy, can't you see you're destroying the environment, boy? Leave the trees and let them be. Boy, boy, can't you see you're boring a hole in the ozone layer?
Forests are extremely important to our survival as human beings. It helps to cleanse the air and it helps to trap water and guide water so we have adequate water supply. It helps.
We have no tree cover, so there's nothing to retain some of the water. So the rain come, hit the ground and then wash off.
As central to our existence as the air we breathe, existing from the creation of the world, the cradle of animal and plant life, one of Earth's greatest biological treasures, the forest. We eat from it, we breathe from it, it absorbs our carbon dioxide, it protects us from floods. But how much do we know or care about the forest? How important are forests to man's survival on Earth?
Forests play a very important role in human life, okay? And also in the life of species that live within the forest. But your trees absorb carbon dioxide, and carbon dioxide is one of the major greenhouse gases. So when you have your forests, it enables you to absorb some of that excessive carbon dioxide that we are giving off to the Earth's surface.
Some of the more important functions of the forest include the moderation of high and low temperatures, generating rainfall through transpiration, generation of oxygen for plants and animals, providing traditional remedies and crucial extracts for the development of medicines, protecting hillsides from soil erosion and landslides, capturing rainfall and storing it underground, cleaning the environment by filtering dust and gases, buffering strong winds and protecting us from storm damage.
The tranquility, the peace, the quiet, the coolness of the area. And forests give you that. The amount of the effect on the climate that they have in terms of just keeping it cool, keeping it calm, getting rid of the noise. That is an important aspect, and that I would say is the aesthetic part of the whole forest area.
Forests provide a number of services which are vital for our quality of life. They ensure a steady and sustainable supply of food, fresh water, fuel, fiber, and medicinal products.
The benefits from the forestry sector and our forest resources for the country are wide-ranging. Obvious ones is the constant supply of water. I mean, when we manage our forest resources, you are ensuring that we have a good supply, constant supply of good quality water, even in the dry times. So if we manage our forest resources, we wouldn't be scampering for water in March because we had lots of rain in October, November, because the water supply is what we want to ensure that it is constant. With tree cover, when you cover your hillside and you get heavy rain, you don't lose all of your water running off the hills into the rivers and then out at sea. With good forest cover, you get the water going down into the soil. So it's percolated into the soil and then it will come out into the rivers and springs at a later date.
The people depend heavily on the forest for roots material. You have like strongback, you have medina, you have maroon weed, you have like the black whisk, you have the wild banana, you name it.
When we come to, say for example, the socio-economic parts of it, as I said before, water is critical. That's what forests do in terms of one critical aspect. Another important aspect is that they do provide some kind of economic benefit in terms of lumber, trees for lumber that can be used for making your furniture, whatever it is you have in your house, what other types of decor that trees can be utilized for.
On a more social level, forests perform cultural services. They encourage aesthetic, inspirational, spiritual and religious development and engender a sense of place, cultural heritage and spiritual thought.
You will also be getting benefits of wood can be used for shelter, fruits from the forest for food, and the aesthetic views of ecotourism, nature tourism, the inhabitants of the forest, the wild animals, the butterflies, the birds, all utilize the forest as home, and that's very important. The forest cover also ensure that we maintain our wide sandy beaches and aquamarine blue sea, because if you don't have forest cover, then your seas become brown, the sand not as white, and you don't have the tourists.
Forest types abound in Jamaica, and whether they're natural, planted, wet or dry, they comprise a unique flora and fauna. The dry limestone forests of the Hellshire Hills with the trademark iguana is complemented by the open woodland and scrub forests. Coastal forests are well represented in the Port Royal Protected Area, and the wet limestone and wetland forests boast the giant swallowtail butterfly, the Jamaican boa, and the American crocodile. Tropical montane forests, elfin forests, and some planted forests complete the list. More than 20 species of endemic birds are scattered in these forests, including the national bird. Over 27 endemic reptile species and 21 amphibian species are also represented in the island's forests. This picture is completed by the 3 endemic bats, several endemic butterflies, and over 500 endemic snails.
The biodiversity is what adds to the whole ecosystem, the whole makeup of everything. So whether it be towards the water collection, as I was speaking about earlier, the different types of birds that we may see in and around the park, different types of insects, other types of animals that may be present. Those are the things, the differences is what makes it very important and unique.
Jamaica is not immune to current world trends. Jamaica's forest depletion is happening at an alarming rate. Only 31% of Jamaica's landmass is still forested. How did this happen? The most important factors associated with the decline of our forests are of human origin. In Jamaica, the chief cause of deforestation is the agricultural practices, indiscriminate land clearing, mining, and tree cutting. The results of this denudation are now being felt.
If we remove all our forest cover, whether we remove all of it or we just have lots of degraded forests, you will possibly have a lot of downhill disaster. So we now have a dry season, like say we had in 2009. So a lot of the areas now are dry out and everything is exposed. Then you get heavy rains the following year. All of that happens on the hill now, there's nothing there to stop that runoff. So that water then comes rushing down the hill.
The bare hillsides on some of the island's mountain ranges tell their own story. Slowly, inexorably, life in Jamaica is becoming as endangered as many of its endemic species. What can we do to stop this? The Forest Conservation Fund, the Nature Conservancy, the Jamaica Protected Areas Trust, and the Forestry Department of the Ministry of Agriculture are just some of the organizations that are combating this scourge. You too can get involved and make a difference.
Primarily, we could stop cutting as fast as we do. Right? We're not saying that you can't remove some trees, but if there are areas that are very steep, fragile soil, as you touch them, they will go. We recommend that you do not remove the trees for any purpose in that area. And if you did remove those trees, we want you to plant them back. Everybody, you, me, everybody, need to actually plant some trees.
Trees and let them be. Boy, boy.